Happy first week of Camp NaNoWriMo, fearless writers. This has been an amazing week for me and probably my best start to a NaNoWriMo ever, even though life has been a little bit wild and crazy right now. But first week of Nano, off to a great start.
Lives outside of status quo. If you stop believing we're meant to.
Hello and welcome everybody. I'm so glad to see you and I hope that your Camp Nano is off to an amazing start. I have had an amazing first week of Camp Nano that kicked off, if you will, with a sprint on my dear friend Morgan Lee's channel on Sunday. And that was a great start for me to this whole first week of NaNoWriMo. I got a lot of words during those sprints. I got a lot of work done. I hadn't gotten to stream with Haley yet, which was really exciting. I've gone to a lot of her writing sprints and really enjoyed getting to know her better through those. But this was a lot of fun. It's always fun when you get to work with the creators that you enjoy watching, because then you kind of get to know them on a different level, and that's always fun. I also enjoyed getting to spend time with Shannon SD Houston. So Sunday's stream was really great and a great kickoff and start to NaNoWriMo. I got a lot of words, felt really good about it. I think I got 2,400 that first day, which was great for me because again, my weekly goal is just 4,000 a week. So, which isn't a lot. And I know some people out there who were doing the whole 50,000, mad props to you. First of all, I didn't have that many words that I needed to finish this book. I only needed about 16,000. I probably need 21, but I just need 16 to get the draft done, and then I can flesh it out a little more on revision passes. I had so much going on with us right now between looking at houses and another little surprise that I'm gonna dangle for you all now that will be revealed in next week's vlog, but there is something really major happening tomorrow, Friday, in Ricky and I's life that is major and exciting, and it's not buying a house. So anyway, we're doing that tomorrow on Friday, so I'll film that and you guys will see that next week. But with all these things kind of going on and swirling right now, plus my sister's birthday is in April, so we have a weekend planned where her and her boyfriend are coming up and staying with us, and we're going to dinner, and we're doing Hamilton on Sunday. We have all these things kind of going on that are like spinning, that it just was a mad time to take on more than 16,000 words. So I'm happy with what I took on. I'm feeling good about it. And I'm feeling really good about how far along I am. And I'm feeling good actually about what I've been writing. It's kind of funny, since there isn't the large amount of pressure for the words, I'm finding that the writing sessions are flowing a lot better. I'm feeling a lot better about what I'm writing, even though I know it's first draft and there's some crap in there. Overall, I'm actually pretty pleased with what I'm getting down on the page, and I'm feeling good about it. I had a little bit of a hiccup that popped up in a stream I was on Tuesday?
Maybe it was Monday. Honestly, the days run together for me. Oh, it was my own stream. Haha.
Losing it. My own stream on Monday, I had a moment where I kind of went to the audience and asked you guys what you thought about the spot I was in. I had Tiffany Russell on as my guest. Tiffany and Morgan and I are working on a show where we workshop writing projects. Tiffany and I decided to do a mini version of that on my sprints on Monday. And what we did was we both had problems in our stories that we wanted to talk through with the audience and get their feedback on. Both of us had pretty great feedback from the audience. And as always, you guys are writers, so you gave us tons of ideas and tons of different ways to look at our stories and keep them fresh and interesting. That was really good. The problem I was having in my story was I was feeling like my shift for my character from what he wants to what he needs was coming too late in the story, because I really had that in the Dark Night of the Soul, basically 75% mark of the story before that moment happened. And for some reason, it felt late. I kind of explained in the stream what was going on with the character, where we were in the story, and the feedback from you guys was just incredible, and I got some really great ideas that definitely helped me work my way out of the box I kind of found myself in. I think the one thing I would say to anyone out there that's considering getting involved and participating in Camp NaNoWriMo, or possibly doing sprints or something like that, it is really, really amazing to lean into your community and ask for help when you run into spots in your story that are kind of hard for you. What better place than a writing community in a productivity sprint where lots of different writers from lots of different genres who bring to the table all of their experience and what they know and love about stories to give you ideas that maybe you would have never thought of, or a twist that you wouldn't have thought of. Both Tiffany and I got ideas that helped us work our way out of our issues just from people in comments going, what about this? Have you thought about trying that? What if you left a cliffhanger here? It was really great. And so I would encourage anybody that's finding themselves in a spot where they're wishing, I'm not sure how I fix this, take it to your community and see what they say. I share quite a bit about my stories with people, mostly because I think if someone's got the gumption to go steal it and write it themselves, props to them. Like, good for you. You still won't write the same story I'd write. What are you gonna do, you know? But I think if you're not afraid of that, then feel free to lean into your community. And you don't have to tell them absolutely everything about your story or every last detail or every last reveal or secret. But that's a little Camp Nano tip for those of you that might be stuck on something. As for the rest of the week, it was pretty house focused and oriented. Lots of like, let's go look, let's go drop everything and go see something. We looked at a ton of houses this weekend, which I'll show you a little footage of. I didn't film much of it because by the time last weekend had happened, like we had such a sour taste in our mouths for this whole like house hunting thing and losing house after house after house that it was just kind of like, I don't know, it wasn't fun anymore. So my sister had come up, my mom and sister were both here. They were lovely. They kept our spirits high as much as they could.
Tell me, we did this last time. How many times do we have to do this? Are you gonna say
I'm filming. We are on House Hunt 2022, Saturday, April 2nd, looking at 5 places today, hoping that we find the one, and fingers crossed. I mean, there wasn't a lot of fun happening in that car to like film and show, so I didn't. By Tuesday, my mom had come back up. We all went to vote, Ricky and mom and I, which I'll show you that clip now. Tuesday, April 6th, and I just did my civic duty and voted. School board elections are important, so if you have school board elections in your area, make sure you get to know the candidates, what they're about, and vote. Perform my civic duty. Check. Please be sure and vote in your area whenever it is time for a municipal election because a lot of local school boards are being determined right now. If you care about censorship, if you care about kids having access to books written by LGBT people or with LGBT characters or characters of color or written by Black and brown authors, Indigenous authors, you know, if you care about kids being able to access ideas that aren't just white heterosexual stories that are approved by very, very conservative people, then it's incumbent upon you to go and vote. That was part of what we were out voting for, was to make sure that our school board in our local area didn't elect the people that are pro-censorship and kind of that pro-fascist idea that knowledge is dangerous somehow or books or information are dangerous somehow. It's really important that if you believe that that shouldn't be happening in schools and kids should have access to stories with characters that look like them or are written by people like them, please go and vote for school board members that reject the kind of racist, homophobic, all the things that conservatism in the United States has kind of become. Really think about that and get to know the candidates. You can look them up locally in your area to find out who is supportive of LGBT authors and authors of color and marginalized groups of all kinds. Please feel free to check them out, research them, and then go vote to make sure that kids in your area have access to lots of different ideas and information. I think we're in an interesting time, and as authors, it's my hope that none of us want to see books that are banned simply because the author is gay. You know, I think we're in a dangerous time. We're in a really scary time, especially if you're an LGBT person in this country. As an example, a comment that I keep seeing on my social media feeds, both on my Facebook, which I really don't use, but definitely on my Instagram. I did a post not long ago about all of the legislation that conservatives are passing against LGBT people, gay people, transgender people, but definitely the LGBT community, 250 some bills. I made a post about that and I got more than 16 comments that said just groomer. So this is really important. This is another conservative talking point that is being used against LGBT people here in the United States. And the idea is that we are using books like Rick, for example, which is a middle grade book written by an LGBT author that is for LGBT readers. I mean, it's for anybody. They are saying that this author is trying to groom children to be LGBT. If you reject that notion, that even reading something written by a gay person makes you gay or grooms you, which is a word used with pedophiles. So it's a trick of conservatives to try and use language to demonize LGBT people and make us somehow dangerous to children by using a term like groomer for LGBT writers. That belief system causes people that listen to it, take it in, to reach out and retaliate against LGBT creators. So for my LGBT friends in the AuthorTube community, start looking for groomer in your comments and be sure and report them and block them quickly, because those are people who are basically out there saying that you're a pedophile in your comments. So, and when you're kind of sitting there thinking, how have we gotten to this point? We got to start calling this stuff out. And conservative movement, there's nowhere else to look but that. So in America, look at the conservative movement, and there's only one side trying to limit our rights, ban our books, and ban us as people. And so we got to point that out and call it out. I hope your Camp Nano is off to a rip-roaring start. I hope that you're doing well. This is the first Camp Nano that I haven't felt terrible, that my health has been relatively stable, which is wild to think about where I've come from since January with this whole new drug. But I am finally feeling better after the infusions, much quicker after the infusion, still having some allergic reactions, but nothing like before. I'm kind of getting to that place where I'm getting back to a new normal, so that health-wise, I feel pretty good, which allows me the extra energy to put into camp. And to anyone out there who's suffering from a chronic illness, be gentle with yourselves. This doesn't have to be a race, and whatever you're capable and able to do is plenty, and I'm really proud of you for it, because I understand that it's really, really hard to keep up with folks that are quote-unquote healthy, or at least who don't have a chronic illness. So don't beat yourself up if you're not able to get the 50,000 words. You have to remember, we have an extra hurdle to overcome. So just be gentle with yourself and do your best and forget the rest. For everyone out there, let me know how your Camp Nano's going. How are you doing? We're a week in, so how was your first week? Did you get where you wanted to get in your project? Are you feeling good about what you've gotten down? Is there anything that's holding you back or making you nervous? How is everything going for you? I'm curious. Happy Camp NaNoWriMo, and see you soon.